Hi everyone, welcome to the very first episode of the MedSpeed podcast. My name is Christian Foster. I am a first year med student, and in this podcast, I will be interviewing persons in the medical field, specifically in the Caribbean, to share their experiences, advice, and overall perspective of the healthcare field. Our very first episode of the podcast, I am bringing on a first-year medical student, Mr. Harley Moseley, the fourth.
Hello.
From UWI, that's in Barbados. And, I'll just be asking him a few questions related to medicine. So,
Hey,
Mr.
boy,
Moseley.
wait. Hold on, man. How do we know each other, man?
True. So, basically, me and Moseley met at Mona in our very first year. So when we were doing Sci-Tech, so right now we're both first year med students, but in our first year, the rough days at Sci-Tech, studying bio and chem. So introduce yourself, man, Moseley.
Yeah, man. Hi. Good evening, all. As Christian would have said before, I am a first year med student at the UWI campus. As Gordon would have said previously, sorry, Christian, we know each other through the Mona campus. We went through Sci-Tech together. We were on hall together as well. And when he asked me, if I would be willing to be interviewed for this podcast, I said, of course, because anything which you need, man, I am more than willing to come and help with, man.
So. Yeah, man. Semper vociferentariones.
All right.
All right. So very first question. Why medicine? Yeah, there are millions of other specialties you could go into. Why medicine?
Man. That is an excellent question. Honestly, I may not be the best person to answer this question as well. I will talk about that a little later. When you ask me some more questions further down the line. But I was never really certain about what I wanted to do. Until it was too late.
Yeah.
So it's only as of recently that I have really begun to nurture a passion for and
as you've been like immersed in it.
Yes, exactly, precisely. So basically baptism by fire, essentially.
Yeah.
But before I was very lukewarm and directionless, man. So
yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like as much as like I knew kind of like I wanted to go into like that field like science and stuff. It's only as I got here I realized like this is really what I want to be doing.
Yeah, man.
Because I mean you wouldn't know until you reach there. I don't know if I would have like law or something. Yes. But luckily I actually do like really like this.
By the grace of God. Yeah, man.
Yeah. But yeah, so I want to ask, do you prefer, I know that's a dumb question, but do you prefer online school or in person? And like, what do you miss about the in-person school?
Well, first off, that's definitely not a dumb question because I know some people who have been telling me that they actually prefer the online experience. However, I cannot concur with that. I definitely like some face-to-face interaction. I describe myself as an extrovert, but I definitely like to at least have a face or some kind of platonic relationship with my colleagues. And I have personally been finding the online classes and the lack of social interaction very taxing.
Yeah.
And also I'm just staring at a computer screen all day, back-to-back classes is very draining. There are no breaks in between where you walk to different classes and whatnot. So it's just a complete experience, and I've been coping with it, but it's definitely not ideal for me, at least. But other people are saying otherwise. How have you been finding it, man?
Boy, as you said, like the whole like bathroom break thing and just like waiting for lecturers to come, like that was it helps reset your mind and stuff. And now you literally just have 10 seconds to click onto another class. And there's no real feeling of like it doesn't even really feel like school log. Like I don't know what it feels like. But like what are some of the ways that you've like adapted?
Oh, okay. Well, firstly, I know a lot of people who they have kind of adapted to the home lifestyle when it comes to schooling. So they would be taking class and be lying down in bed and whatnot. I know myself very well, and I know if I start lying down in bed, there's only one thing I use my bed for. So for online,
Exactly.
I wake up early. I try to treat it as if it is normal class.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at times I find myself drifting off during class, you know, losing focus and whatnot. And during that time, I use the online to my advantage, the online setting to my advantage. I would go and take a quick break in the
Mm-hmm.
middle. I'll go and get some water, get some biscuits or something. That is a luxury which we can enjoy, but
Yeah, for sure.
not be able to have it, man. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
definitely one way which I've been coping with it. Um,
Mm.
a lot of other small ways, but yeah,
So
yeah,
that kind of ties in with my next question. I was going to
yeah,
ask
man.
you, what are some of the ways that you stay balanced? You know, like
Okay,
just not like non-academic.
yeah, that's an excellent question. Excellent question. And for any potential med students out there or aspiring med students, um, one of the things which not a lot of people spoke to me about was the aspect of balance in med school.
For sure.
A lot of people are going to tell you about how to balance your schoolwork, but your just even your physical health. Not many people are going to adjust that. And I don't know if you're similar to me, Christian, but
Mhm.
I can't really sit down and study unless I have done some kind of physical activity.
I'm
So
exactly like that. Like I literally
yeah,
like I had to change this semester. I had to change my whole routine. Like I cannot, as much as I don't go to the gym every day. Like I like
mm-hmm.
going to the gym in the morning. Like it really like just it
Yes,
really
yes, yes,
like
yes,
it makes a world of.
yes,
And I personally like I cannot like study and stuff if I know like
yeah,
okay I don't have something
mm-hmm.
else to do to like just relieve the stress and stuff like that.
Yes, yes, yes,
And
yes.
for
So,
me that's sports. So I'm
yeah,
guessing it's the same for you.
yes. Even though everyone may not be an avid sports person, you know,
Mm-hmm.
even if you've never really dabbled in sports prior to your application or your first year of medicine or whatever, I would encourage everyone, you know, it doesn't have to be gym, but to have some kind of physical outlet. And if you have it, if you have another outlet, I know you have music. If you have an extra outlet, that is a bonus. But I think everybody should really have a physical outlet. And I, for one, um, gym is very time consuming for me. I don't live close by to any gyms,
Mm-hmm.
so that is a sacrifice I've had to make. So I haven't been going to the gym, but I have been rigorously working out at home and whatnot. Even prior to lockdown in my country, I'm from Barbados. I've been working out at home, keeping fit, and just just doing things which get the blood pumping that would really help you to relieve some stress. So please take up some kind of physical something,
Yeah,
anything already.
I think that's really helpful because a lot of people
Yeah.
believe that they cannot like work out if they're not going to a gym. Like I legit have friends that think like if they
No,
not
no, that's
going to a
foolishness.
gym, I think that gym offers a sense of like security because you feel like
Mhm,
okay, if I'm in an environment that's surrounded by weights and lifting equipment and stuff, like
mhm.
it means that I'm doing so you can literally get a good workout in like in your bedroom, dog.
Literally,
So
literally, you know.
so yeah, that's actually a pretty good way to stay
Yeah,
balanced.
man.
So
Question.
um going into some of the more controversial stuff.
Yeah,
Which would
man.
you say is more difficult, Sci-Tech or MedSci?
Wow. And well, first of all, I'm gonna say, well, if any of you future applicants or even current med students who are watching this, if you wanna get some laughs, go to any of these Sci-Tech transfers and just say the word Sci-Tech and just watch
Yo,
setup. Watch their face setup. Sci-Tech is it is a very unspoken about faculty, you know. It is very undercover, you know, like
okay. Before you continue, say
yeah,
no
man.
shit to Sci-Tech, please, because
Sorry. Oh
say
no, no,
no
no. Oh
shit
no.
because we're not trying and
Oh,
bash
oh
Sci-Tech.
no, no,
We
no.
just
Definitely not. Definitely not. I would never bash anybody's faculty, man, but
mhm.
it was just not for me. I found Sci-Tech incredibly stressful. Even though the workload in MedSci, and even the workload is, I would say it's only about 20% more, at least for the KFL campus for me.
Mhm.
Um,
All right. So
so
brief intermission. All right, we're starting back, eh?
yeah,
So
man.
official. All right. So go.
Sorry. So the question again was how
Oh yeah.
I
So I was asking you like, which one do you prefer? Well, what do you prefer, but which one is harder, Sci-Tech or MedSci?
sorry this.
Mm.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, essentially, I would say neither is harder. Um, because well, for me, sorry, Sci-Tech was actually harder for me. But in actual objective difficulty, I wouldn't say either is harder because they had some courses in Sci-Tech, like Chemistry 1901, which definitely were, to me, harder
Bro,
than anything
I
which I've done
completely
thus
forgot
far.
about that.
Yes, like
Also, I said
yeah,
it before, but
they
please
have
ignore my dogs. Sorry about that.
yeah, yeah, man. But yeah, in terms of difficulty, both have their challenges. But I would definitely say, objectively speaking, SciTech has um, some more challenging courses, especially if you're not the strongest mathematical student, the strongest chemistry
For
student,
sure.
because the chemistry that you will be doing for SciTech, if you choose to take the SciTech route, is definitely way above any chemistry you will be using, at least for first year MBBS. I can't speak for
That's not
the
even
latter.
an exaggeration. Like
Yeah,
I can't recall any moment right now in our first year that we've used any of the Sci-Tech chemistry, bro.
any chem
Maybe
class
maybe
K.
Cape, maybe Cape. A few
Mhm.
things like I remember
K.
like pharmacology, like certain things.
Yes, definitely.
But
And
bro,
some organic chem as well, but
yeah, but the first year chemistry
not
was
use any of that. That was
unnecessary, bro.
ridiculous.
And I
Absolutely ridiculous.
remember like I was watching a video of a first year in like America, and he was basically saying that he notices that it's not necessary. He finds like there were certain things that, cause they have to do degrees first, and before they go
Yes,
to
yes,
med
pre-med
school.
degrees. Yeah.
He was basically saying that like he finds medical school isn't as hard as he thought it would be, because a lot of the concepts are not very difficult to
Mhm.
understand.
They're
It's
not.
more a
Mhm.
matter of like remembering and like how much you have to
Yes.
remember. So that's
Volume.
why I would say that like Sci-Tech is more difficult.
Yes. Intellectually challenging for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for sure.
Right. But in terms of just overall difficulty, MedSci makes up for the overall difficulty because, it's just the sheer volume and the speed, at least at the KFL campus. I'm not sure how it is at the Mona campus,
Hmm.
but KFL campus, we is volume, 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 and we just cover content incredibly quickly.
So just speak a little bit on that. So how many courses are you doing right now?
Right now, currently, I'm doing 5 courses, if I can remember correctly. I said 5 or 6. I'm pretty sure it's 5 courses right
And
now.
they're credit heavy, right? So 6, 5, 4 credits,
Yes,
something
yes.
like that.
I'm doing two 6 credit,
Um,
and I think three three credit courses. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. So I'm a
oh.
little I'm definitely doing around 5 or 6 courses right now. Yes, man.
Yeah, bro.
So what else did you want me to?
Well, this I was just going to speak on that, like the volume, like it's just a lot. And for me, it was a different like situation adjusting to the volume as well, because with SciTech, we knew that a large
Mhm.
chunk of our work came from assignments. So as much as it's a lot of
Yes.
work to remember, we knew that a big part of our grade was coming from doing like assignments where we could ask for help and stuff like that. So that kind of took as
Yes.
much as the
Yes.
labs were
Yes.
difficult, it kind of took a little weight off our shoulders.
Mhm.
But now it's
It did.
literally just keeping
It did.
yourself accountable and studying.
Well, that's the difference between the KFL and the Mona campus. At KFL, we are still constantly assessed. So we still have midterms.
Oh,
We still have a constant stream of assignments and group projects, which, as you said, as annoying as they may be, they at least help you have some kind of indication as to where you are with regards to your studies and with regards to your
oh,
and the group work. You can bounce the ideas off of the other group members, so that definitely takes some of the
wow.
edge off the work. But
That's interesting to show the difference, because for us
mhm,
we had I know we had like two actual graded labs for cell bio. And then for
okay,
neuro, we've been having like lab sessions, but they're
mhm,
not like write up
no graded.
labs.
Hmm.
Yeah, the only thing they took, and we had a mid semester for only one course. But
Hmm.
other than that, our POLs were not our POLs are not graded. Y'all don't have POL, right? The problem oriented learning.
Yes, we do. But we call it CBL. But yes,
Oh, okay. So case based
ours,
learning.
yes, ours are graded as far as I know, and we have to formally present them.
Yeah, so
As,
we have to present ours as well, but
yeah.
we not graded for those. So like
Mhm.
some of our exams is literally just 100%. coming
100%
from the final year. So that
Yeah.
kind of puts a lot of pressure on
Yeah,
you towards the
that's
end,
yeah, that's
especially
crazy.
for the very like the like last semester. I know you're doing FDT now, but last semester, for
Yes.
those who don't know, that's fundamentals of disease and treatment. So
Mm-hmm.
just all your basics in pharmacology,
Mm-hmm.
pathology, and
Mm-hmm.
microbiology, I believe.
Hematology as well.
Well, oh, you're doing heme as well.
Yes, we're doing heme as well.
Okay, so yeah, so it's a lot of work and it's
Mm-hmm.
100% exam. So you
Ooh,
basically
that's
have one
rough.
shot. You have one shot at that, and
That's
it's
rough.
a very reflective grade because what you know, you know. So if you get 70%, you know 70% of the information for real. So like, there's nothing
Mm-hmm.
coming from assignments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the reasons why. Okay, well, now I kind of don't know if to say which one is harder, med sci or Sci-Tech.
But Sci-Tech, yeah.
I think there's no real way to like compare them. Like they both have their like
Pros and
their
cons. Yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
but anybody who
definitely
says, yeah, like anybody who says that Sci-Tech, is a joke compared to MedSci, they have never been through Sci-Tech.
trust me,
For the
trust me,
truth.
bro. Like you can literally tell a difference in the attitude. Well, I don't want to say that because that can come across as misleading, but
Mhm.
um a lot of the like students who did degrees or did Sci-Tech beforehand, like we just you can just tell like we we just happy we don't have to endure like the rigorous lab components because it's different from like Cape and CSEC, like where you can come fool around in a lab and
Yeah.
these things. Now it's really just like a lot of like, you can remember we have to like hand up the labs the same day, and the labs are like 4 to 6 hours, like stuff like that. Like, so yeah, it is a big relief coming to MedSci. Um, Going into another question, one before the last. Um, I want to ask you what right now. It could be from semester one and semester two. What would
Mhm.
you say is your favorite course?
Mhm. Course thus far is
Mm-hmm.
definitely PNS, or it would be called Pro at Mona. I just really find it interesting, all of the respective the neurotransmission and just the general pharmacology behind movement. I just find it really interesting how the signal is transduced, and that's just my favorite course, man.
So a
Yeah.
lot of neurophysiology. That's your thing.
Yeah, I really like that. What's your favorite course?
So yeah, I'd have to say it's respiratory system right now. We
Okay.
just started respiratory physiology. Bro,
Mhm.
I'm in love with that. Like that for me is like so interesting. The anatomy as well. But just
I'm gonna ask
anything
for
to
some
do.
help.
I'll
I
have
need
to
some
ask
help.
you for help in Euro because I struggling with that one. But yeah,
Man,
respiratory anatomy and physiology, boy, I really, really love that. So
that's good,
just
man.
based on like how far you've come so far, what
Yes.
would you say would be a prospective specialty for you?
That question, honestly, I don't have an answer for as yet. Um, honestly, I have not really been doing much research
Mm-hmm.
into the potential specialties as yet. That is something I have definitely been planning to do. Already have any specialty in mind right now. Um, everyone is gonna say, "Oh, I am interested in surgery," but pretty
Doggy,
much everyone
everybody,
is
literally everybody. It's either you hear
everyone.
somebody
Yeah,
say, "I want to be a surgeon," and not even like not even like the most basic surgeon. They want to go all. Bro, no, again, no shade to anybody
yeah,
who wants to be a
yeah. No,
cardiothoracic
of course,
surgeon. I mean, I've
not.
said it many times in the past that I want to be a
Yeah,
cardiothoracic or
yeah,
neurosurgeon.
yeah,
Dog, it's
yeah,
just so like when you seen it now, like it's so like some of these things like I can't see myself like being like,
yeah.
I mean, maybe along the lines like when I
Mhm.
get older as I mature and
Yeah.
stuff, I could probably like endure it more. But right now, I cannot say, like, I literally cannot say anything. As much as you keep it in your head and you fantasize about it and you think,
Yes.
I can kind of
Mhm.
see myself there. It's very difficult, especially in first year. Like, we literally
Mhm.
have no clinical exposure
Exactly.
apart from
Exactly.
IMP, and IMPs online.
Yeah.
So
Precisely. So yeah, man.
so
Sorry, man. Sorry to interrupt you. So, do you have any ideas what you are looking to be?
yeah, like I said, I don't. I mean, I've thought about um orthopedic surgery. But
Mm-hmm.
when you think a lot of these, like a lot of my like decisions, like these things, not decisions, sorry, like a lot of these, like every time I think about it, I realize it's because like I see um I see it on YouTube, or like I
Mm-hmm.
see it on a show and it looks
Yes.
glamorous, but I don't know what it really entails. I remember
Yes.
one
Yes.
of the our surgical society, so US, they
Mm-hmm.
organized this like talk with a cardio no what's it, a orthopedic surgeon. And dog mate was looking so tired. Dog mate was looking like exhausted. Like, I mean, he was really explaining like that he enjoys his job and like he really likes it, but he was just letting us know like his responsibilities and how like much he has to work. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, bro, that's
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
that's kind of like what we set ourselves up for regardless, but it's
Yeah.
still, I was just like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot. And in the
Yeah, bro.
Caribbean too, where we don't have a very large population of people doing that. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the work is
You're
on
gonna be
his hands.
overworked. Yes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but maybe surgery, maybe internal medicine. Internal medicine, I find is a beautiful specialty from what I've seen, because you know a
Mm-hmm.
lot of medicine, like you just know a lot of like just facts and stuff, and I kind of like to just
Mm-hmm.
know stuff. So
All right,
maybe
man. Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
along the line. All right, so sixth and final question.
Yes, man.
What's some advice you give to the class of 2026 applicants, and
Oh
just
boy.
advice in general?
Yes. Well, I have you allowed me to know this question beforehand. All the rest is spontaneous and on the
Yeah, I
spot.
wanted him to be 100% prepared for it.
Yes, yes. But for this question, I have jotted down five very brief points. If when you're editing, you can make a special mark at this point in the video so people know where this is, because this is really, really important
No
information.
problem, no problem.
Listen. So my first point, five very brief points, right? So my
Mm-hmm.
first point, before you apply to medicine, please try your best to be certain that you want to do it. Be certain. Like my biggest mistake is that when I was going to Cape, I had no clue what I wanted to do, and I was also in a rush. So don't be in a rush and be certain. Like
Also, before you continue, let them
yeah.
know what profession you are about to enter.
What do you mean?
You can't remember?
As in,
As in before, apart from medicine, you were going to become.
oh yes, construction. You mean the construction?
No, Gasa. Where did you
What?
get accepted to before medicine?
Oh Lord. Oh yes, I was gonna tie into that, man. Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
was gonna
okay,
tie into
okay,
that.
okay. Sorry. My bad. I
Yeah,
tune
man, no
up. I
problem, no
tune
problem,
up.
no problem, man. But yeah, just trying to keep it brief. But yeah, I will get into that, man. But yes,
Mm-hmm.
be certain. If you can make up your mind from lower six that you want to be a doctor, try to volunteer at doctors' offices. If you have parents who know doctors, try to get in touch with them. Just try to get an idea of what being a doctor entails and make up your mind, please, if it's possible. Being certain, it will help you so much. I was indecisive, so as a result, I had to rush down my application process. I'm pretty sure Chris,
Mm-hmm.
the reason why you didn't get into Mona at first because you messed up your application process as well.
Yeah.
Please be certain, and start planning your path from early. The easiest way into at least UE Med, especially Mona, which is the one where most people want to go, is straight from Cape.
Yeah.
Want to be taking the Sci-Tech route. So
A,
if you can make
a, a good bit of students that in your class right
yes,
now is the straight from Cape students.
straight from Cape,
So
straight from Cape. So please make up your mind as early as possible and work hard, get those good Cape grades, and go straight in. For my second point now,
mhm.
if you indecisive at first, or if you didn't initially get the grades to get into Mona straight off the bat, again, if you are certain that you want to do med, then do not allow me to dissuade you from taking the Sci-Tech route. But I will tell you this: if you're not 100% certain that you want to be a doctor, the Sci-Tech route is going to eat you alive. Like
Wow.
just just to put it bluntly, man, like
Yeah.
if, it's not worth it if you are not certain you want to be a doctor. It's really not worth it. It's not.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a brutal. It's very brutal if you're not driven.
I remember
driven.
somebody was saying Sci-Tech is not for the faint of the heart, and I
It's not.
100% agree.
It really is not. It's a brutal route. If it's worth it if you're certain and you are decisive and you have a clear plan of action. But if you're indecisive and you're 50-50, like, as I was before I got into med, um, I got accepted for law at Mona.
Mm-hmm.
I was 50-50 split between law and medicine. So throughout the entire Sci-Tech program, I was like, I got fully accepted into law, but here I am going through Sci-Tech for a potential chance at getting.
Yeah.
So I really wasn't 100% driven, and that definitely cost me, right? My third, my third, my third point, please. If you are deciding to take the Sci-Tech route, um, contact your respective student association. So for the St. Lucian students watching this,
Mm-hmm.
talk Christian, please. Having a mentor would have really helped me. I'm not sure if you
Bro,
had a mentor,
I
but a
didn't
mentor
really.
might not have a mentor. So try to find somebody who has been through the Sci-Tech route,
Mm-hmm.
preferably from your country, and just get in touch with them. I briefly spoke to someone, but we didn't really keep in touch. But that is definitely something that would help you. So please do that. Next point, very, very quickly. Um, Try to identify your sources of funding and find out your eligibility for funding. So for the Sci-Tech route, um, different countries have different criteria. And for the Barbadian students, at least what I was informed by the government and from UE, even if I got transferred, successfully transferred over into the Mona program, which I didn't, I
Mm-hmm.
applied till eventually got in. Um, I would not necessarily have been eligible for funding.
Oh,
So I
wow.
pay my own way because the Barbadian government only sponsors, I think it's 5 or 6 people every year,
Wow.
the medicine program, and everyone else after that has to fend for themselves.
And
So
and the tuition, bro. Med
tuition is
tuition
crazy.
is
It's
crazy.
insane. It's insane. So please find out your eligibility for funding, and don't be surprised if you encounter some ambiguity or some discrepancies between what your government tells you and what UE tells you, because
That's
um,
true.
certainly I it's not that the administration is trying to mislead you or that misinformed, but sometimes the communication between the government and UE, there's a lapse at times. And I've personally had to correct some things on UE's website. I've had to email them and say, how come this says this, but my government is telling me this, and then they've thanked me
Wow.
and they've changed it. So yes, expect some possible ambiguity, and that's why it is best to start from early. And as you know, since COVID is here, I'm not sure how things would have changed. So try to source your funding from earlier,
Yeah.
from
I mean,
before.
things have changed when you think about it because
Yeah,
KVIL, I'm sure KVIL has accepted a lot less students.
yeah,
Um,
my class is typically 80 people big. There's only about 60-something people in my class now.
yeah, there's I think they're not even doing the WJC. I may be speaking out of turn, but
Mm,
um because the Mona would accept supplementary students to the actual main campus, and then they meet
mm,
each other for clinical rotations. I don't think they're
mm.
doing that anymore. I think
Oh,
there's less
nice.
sponsored students. Yeah, it,
Mm-hmm,
it really is a rough thing, and even for the Trinity students getting
mm-hmm.
sponsorship, Gate like came out with a whole bunch of different like conditioners. Like if you don't have a degree, if
Mm-hmm.
you have a degree first, they won't
See,
sponsor you. So there's a lot of like things deterring people
find
from
out your
actually going.
funding. Yeah, find
Yeah.
out your source of funding from early. As soon as you know that you want to take the Sci-Tech route, find your source of funding from early. Start sorting that out from early, from a long time before. Last 2 points now, very, very quick. Utilize the academic advisors if they're still there. I'm not sure what COVID may have changed, but
Mm-hmm.
when I was on campus, there were some academic advisors which were in the main assembly hall of UE,
Oh
right?
yes, I remember that.
Yes, next to NCB. But these academic advisors, they basically inform you about the requirements and the steps which you need to take in order to apply for transfer from Sci-Tech to MedSci.
Mm-hmm.
And they also tell you, what courses you have to do and whatnot. Because when I first came there, I'm not sure if you felt the same way, Christian, but I felt like if I was thrown off the deep end.
Bro, I had no idea what was going on that first week.
I had no clue.
That orientation week, I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, I had no clue. So prepare to feel a little lost at first, but don't panic. We had caring seniors. My seniors, they actually signed up my first semester of courses for me. I had no clue what I was doing.
That's one of the things I kind of miss about like the whole life, just how much help you get from the seniors.
Get a lot of help.
Because I knew they helped me like 100%. Like they literally, they registered me for my classes. They told me where to go, which lectures to, like they really do help. So
big up Max. My Max signed up my courses for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, use these academic advisors, please. From early on. They would help you, to know the requirements and the courses that you have to take. I'm prepared to feel a little bit lost and a little out of your depth. You will be flung in the water, fresh from secondary school, and it's up to you to start swimming. No one is really. If you have some nice seniors, they might, but no one's really gonna help you. Yeah. And very last one, maybe one bonus one, but this is the last major one. For at least last time when I was consulting the academic advisors, they told me that the minimum requirement for the GPA for you to transfer from Sci-Tech over to Med Sci at Mona is 3.0 for both semesters, right? That's the minimum required GPA. Bear in mind that since it's the minimum, even if you meet it barely, that does not mean that you're going to be charged for the. There may be plenty of people who get more than that. So basically what they told me was that if you want to have a guaranteed chance of for sure making it over, get 3.4 plus for both semesters.
Yeah.
And I know it was daunting. That sounds daunting for sure.
Yeah.
But if after your first semester, you get 3.0, you see anything below 3.0, start exploring other campuses right away if you have your heart set on medicine.
That's a realistic plan for sure.
A realistic plan. Be realistic. My first semester, I'm gonna be honest with you, it was not good, and that's the reason why I'm at campus. Yeah, Christian did better than me though, but my first semester was not good, and I saw the writing on the wall from early, and I was like, you know what, my Jamaican experience is pretty much over. Right?
Wow.
So yeah, I know that.
Sorry for you, bro.
Nah, bro. Like I'm just happy to be doing med right now. But yeah, so be real with yourself from early. If you see that you did not meet the GPA requirement or you barely met it for one semester, start exploring other options right away and start putting backup plans in place if you are still intent on doing med. So start exploring the KFL campus. You are still getting the same degree. It's just that different campuses are less competitive to get into than Mona. Mona is by far the most competitive campus to get into.
Yeah. So that's a great like piece of advice because I think as soon as I got my Sci-Tech grades, as much as they were okay, I just immediately started applying other places.
Exactly.
I applied to KVIT, I applied to St. Augustine. I was like, dog, if I don't get in, I don't want to cry because I did not apply other places.
Don't waste time. And just to finish off that point, people are going to say, you can finish off your Sci-Tech degree and then transfer and apply. You are not 100% focused on MBBS. And furthermore, it's incredibly discouraging to receive a rejection letter. Trust me.
Bro, trust me, I got that in the middle of a lab.
It's flattening. It's incredibly discouraging. And the sense of mental stress which you are going to be going through to make it through your Sci-Tech degree and to get the required standard to transfer to MedSci after those 3 years is really, really tough. So I would advise you, A, apply to another campus right away, or B, transfer faculty. Do not waste time in Sci-Tech. If you're not driven, it will suck the soul out of you.
For sure.
Really and truly. Just being brutally honest, I don't want to sugarcoat anything. It's not a very nice faculty if you do not want to do life sciences.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be there, get out of there as fast as possible.
No point in stressing yourself out for no reason.
No point in stressing yourself. And my final just bonus tip, this one isn't as essential as the others, but as a new student, you're going to be tempted, to be taking up all these activities, and the hall life is going to be so exciting, and you might do a little partying on the side. If you're taking the Sci-Tech route, you're going to have to be a bit of a nerd for
Yeah.
just accept your first year is probably not going to be as nice as your peers. So my advice to you, don't take up more than one or two extracurricular activities. Two is kind of
Yeah.
even. And for your whole life, yes, you're going to be pressured to participate in all these whole activities as a first year. But, try to negotiate with your seniors, or just try to just stand up for yourself a bit and say no. I can't do all this. Y'all don't really. They may not understand the pressure which you're under. Some of them,
Yeah.
but do not put too much on your plate. Sci-Tech is a demanding faculty. If you do not stay up to date with your work, if you do not stay focused, you'll be lost, and you're gonna mess up your chances. So
Yeah, man,
just
that's the
my
real.
advice, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Just keep it as real as possible. But yeah, please mark this in your video, man. This is, I mean, this
No, man, trust me, I will. I'll put the timestamp, man. I must
yeah,
put
man,
it.
yeah, man. But yeah, but those are basically just some very brief points. Some advice which I wish somebody had given me. If
Yeah.
the advice, I may have just taken up law instead. To be honest, I've not gone through Sci-Tech, but I still don't.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't regret my experience because the whole, just going to Jamaica and interacting
Dog,
with
think about it. If we did
great.
not do Sci-Tech first, we would not have met, dog. We would not have
We would
been.
not know
We
each
wouldn't
other,
have
man.
been on Chancellor. We wouldn't have
We would have been on
got into
Chancellor, man.
Jamaica.
None
So
of that, man.
it was kind of like a blessing in disguise. We just didn't.
Yes.
We didn't know it. We are complaining. We have been. You
Yeah,
understand?
but no, I don't.
But yeah.
If it was not for a hall life and for meeting all the different people that I met from across the Caribbean islands, Sci-Tech would have been my biggest regret thus far. But
Yeah.
I've come up with all positives from that thus far, thanks to the grace of God.
Yep.
But yes, really don't play around, man. Don't play around with it.
Man.
And you have it. It's set path, man. But yeah, that's just advice which would have helped both Christian and I a lot.
Yeah, man.
And,
So Moseley,
yeah,
I have to
man.
thank you, man. That was a beautiful way to end it.
Yeah,
Giving
man.
advice. Like I said, one of the main
Yes.
reasons why I started this, the YouTube channel as well, but the podcast was mainly for people who just are curious. And I know for
Yes.
sure, like, there's a lot of underrepresentation of like medicine in the Caribbean because there's a few people like your friend Gemma.
Yeah.
I think there's a second year med student, Sakavia. She does med related videos, and those
I'm
are
not
some of
sure
the
about this.
videos I
Yeah.
stumbled upon when I was like applying and stuff, and they gave me like a little bit of hope. And I just wish like I could have known a little more from students themselves. Like it's one thing to get it from an adult, a doctor, but from people who are
Yes.
actually in it, it is
Mentors.
100 exactly. It's
You need a
100% more
mentor.
helpful. So
Way more helpful, man.
bro, I just want to say thanks so much for being the first person
Man, no
on
problem.
first
No problem at
episode.
all, bro.
It's really helpful, and I'm hoping this
Yeah,
will,
man.
this could reach out to so many people and stuff.
Yes.
Thanks for taking time out. And
Oh,
yeah, man.
bro, that's really no problem. It has been a pleasure, man. Nice to see that you're doing well. Even with COVID going on, man.
Yeah, bro.
Man, but yeah,
I don't know if we're gonna be on campus in September, but you're just pressing on.
yeah, man. But yeah, guys, like and subscribe. So I see my bro here he is doing some good things with this channel, man.
Yeah, man,
His channel's growing, and we can all see the effort which he's putting into it.
Big respect, bro.